But yeah, like I want to know, what type of offices I'm going into because you want to make sure that the morale is really high within the office and that it's easy to, leverage skill sets between you and your colleagues while you're in those offices and things. So yeah.
Yeah. And one of the piggyback off of what you stated, JB, I think as far as like being able to get a feel for like how the office environment is, one of the best questions I've ever been told to ask in an interview is, why did the person before me leave?
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
That's
you
a
get
good
a
question.
lot of good information from answering that question. If you don't get anything from this episode for your interview bag, when they ask you, do you have any questions? Ask them why the person before you in that position left. And so that would tell you a lot too about to get some hints with as far as like the culture in the office, and just ask them to talk to someone like if you feel like you
Yes.
like they want you and like you passed the interview and stuff. Don't just accept, like ask to also talk to somebody in the office that's not in the interview like chain as far as like HR, the interview
Mhm.
person. Hey, can I have a sit down with one of the developers? And then they're not going to hold anything back. They're not.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
haven't been trained to say all the like perfect things, and
But
then
since you said something about, interviews and them asking you if you have any questions, one thing that I was taught was always have a question
oh yeah,
to
yeah,
ask because um, it was funny to me that a lady who actually interviewed me once before, the only way she remembers me is because of the fact that I asked her a question. She's like, I've never had someone ask me a question before. When we ask that, generally we just do it as a formality. And people are like, no, no, you've answered everything. And like
take my little notebook.
that's
Number
basically
one.
how it went. Like she's like, do you have any questions for me? I just flipped over my resume and I'm like, so glad you asked. And I just like went through all the things. And she's like, I've never been asked, a question. And so when you have someone who's interviewed like hundreds of people and they remember you through the years whenever you see them, that really makes a difference. It means that you really left a imprint on them. And so yeah.
Mhm.
So true.
Yes. Somebody told me that as much as they interview you, you should interview them as well.
Yes.
And that's super big because I know it's helped me in a lot of interviews.
I'm
I went
sorry,
through.
y'all. I'm just thinking about Step Brothers.
Why are you wearing the tux?
I'm just thinking about Step Brothers. They took over them interviews. Continue.
Nah, it's okay. I was just gonna say,
Hey, it
it's
just made
super
it
important.
hilarious. Hold on, wait. It made it hilarious because Terrence really tried to hold it in. And so it was like a slow grin that came up on his face.